Hey there, if we haven't met, I am Natasha, founder of On Purpose Project. So excited to have you stopping by for the video today. If you haven't yet, check the link above. There is a download about a guide that I created about 12 elements of a high-performing consulting firm website. My team and I have been so grateful, so blessed to work with consulting firms in the sense of anything from venture capital, startup accelerators, business consultants, management consultants, and we just love helping consultants and those who help businesses succeed. We love what you're doing to help businesses succeed, and through your website we want to help you do even better at what you do and help more people do it. And so in the guide above you'll see that I go through just in short detail like 12 elements, kind of like a checklist, 12 elements of what it takes to build a website that really builds credibility, establishes professionalism, really strengthens your legitimacy, attracts leads. And in the next little while, I'm gonna send 6 videos that do 2 in each video. So I'm not gonna send 12 videos, I'm just gonna send 6 where we go through 2. And the ones that I wanna focus on today are number 1 and number 2. Because when you're creating a website, the who is infinitely more important than the what. Like if we look here, look at number 1, and it says choose the target market that your site is going to communicate with. I do website audits every day. I have people that I contact or people contact me and they want me to give my feedback on their homepage, on their website layout. And I love to do that because there's so many things that we don't even think about. As we're business owners, we just put a website together. We don't think through the psychology of what we're doing and how we're doing it. And one of the things I notice the most is that when people create a website, they may have a few target markets for this website. But their website is neutral, it's generic. They're trying to appeal with one website to multiple audiences. So for example, let's say that you sold something that could be sold to someone who's in their 50s or someone who's sold in their 20s. There is no website that is going to work very well for both audiences. What we would have to do is to create 2 different versions of that homepage, market one to audiences in their 20s, market one to an audience that's in their 50s for it to be effective. Because the reason that people are buying what you're selling at different phases in their life is going to change, and then the wording has to adjust accordingly. The colors have to adjust, the font sizes have to adjust, the user experience have to adjust. If you're selling something to in their 20s, you could get away with it being way more flashy, way more sort of bright and bold and really weird UX and creative and all these different things. But I know if you're marketing to someone who's older, let's say in their 50s, then they like more of a linear layout. They want it to be simpler to find. Like I know I'm in that boat as well, where it's like I don't like websites that are super flashy and crazy and confusing, but for some people that gamification of the website is fun. So it completely depends on who you are selling to, who you are targeting. And then the second thing, looking at number 2, client-centered copy. I am obviously in the business of web design and web development. I say this to my own demise, but what the website looks like is secondary to what the website says. And I can say this with full conviction because I've been running a web agency for 6 years, and we've done many, many websites, and they look fantastic. And I would always encourage the client, do your copy, bring in a copywriter, make sure that this is written well, make sure that the wording on this website is emotionally compelling. Because if the wording doesn't emotionally connect with the person you're trying to talk to, if it doesn't speak to their needs and prove that you understand them, it doesn't give them a feeling that they're home, that they found the person who's going to understand them the best, it's going to fall flat and it's going to underperform. And so really the key to conversions is, yeah, the site can look great, it can work great, but if it doesn't connect with you, whether in the form of written content or video content or the images or whatever it is, no one's going to do anything. No one's going to feel that motivation and that drive and that connection to you to do anything. So what I would always say is, okay, number 1, know who you're selling to, very clearly who you're selling to, because the content and the design and the development is going to follow. So until you have that who figured out, really the design and anything else that can't be done. There's nothing you can really do. And then the content, making sure that the website is written in a way that's going to emotionally connect with the person you're selling to. It's not enough just to give facts and figures and lists and features. That doesn't work. You have to speak to the main problem that you are specifically trying to solve, and it might be 2 different problems for 2 different audiences, which means 2 different pages, not necessarily 2 different websites. 2 different pages. And so if you are in the process of redesigning your website and you don't have a copywriter, I would really recommend before you do anything, get that site copywritten by someone who you feel understands what you do. They understand your target market. For more if you're looking for someone to talk to, by all means, just reply to this email. I'd be happy to introduce you to someone who does great work with copy. If you haven't checked out StoryBrand, if you don't know what StoryBrand is, I would definitely buy that resource. I'll put a link below in terms of supplementary resources. But there's so many great ways to kind of get to the heart of your target market. And so I will continue in the next video, but those are 2 great ideas to get you started. Number 1, figure out who you're selling to. Number 2, find a copywriter who can write the wording of the website so it will emotionally connect with your buyer. I will talk to you.